That's not supposed to happen. Give me a second. Well, hello everyone in Inter's channel to, I believe this is round 5, if I'm not mistaken. Join with me today, I'm Apollo Pepsi. I also have Ashton with me, who was with me last week to help me with for Tier 2. We are back again. Hopefully, it's a good one. So how are you doing, Ashton?
Hello. Good. Hopefully my microphone is coming through all loud and clear. Very excited to commentate this Inter's action. We should have someone else coming in to fill the lobby, and Mertz has just joined. He was in though, so I'm not sure who we're waiting on. It seems like it is the... I'll check why. But we are obviously getting qualifying started, and it seems like grandson Nips will be the first driver to start a lap, not necessarily put a lap time on the board, but he should be the first driver to cross the line, followed about 10 seconds later by Jean Baboon. And then maybe with a bit of delay, the newly promoted FNG Hato. It'll be amazing to see how he goes this week. He was absolutely dominant in Tier 3, so obviously we'll have to see how he goes in his new Tier 2 position.
It's just a bit of disconnections from some of the drivers. Just give me a second. Because I do have track stats. Thankfully, I've actually come prepared for once. Mertz is back in the lobby in the Aston. Bit of a silly season for Inters at round 5. A lot of driver movement between tiers. I believe this is Hado's first race in Tier 2 after being moved up from Tier 3. He's taken the Merc seat. I believe Merck's had it. As Merck's got dropped to reserve role. But I think that's the only change we've had, as there's a Williams just sitting on the turn 3 apex. Actually distracts Nibs by quite a margin.
Oh, it looks like he's beached. Unfortunately for the letter P. He could be
Is that letter P? Yeah,
disqualified.
that is okay.
Yeah.
We might have to have a
Oh,
lobby reset.
but it's also saying he is in the pit. So, obviously, one of the two things we are seeing on screen is lying to us.
One Red Bull's coming by. I think that was Sam almost getting wiped out by a letter P's car.
Yeah, we'll just have to see. Going on board with the Battle Cat, the letter P is definitely there. But then at the same time, it is also saying on the leaderboard that the letter P is in the pits.
I wonder if I've had this before. Like this was last game. I wonder if the car's there, but you can drive for it. Now I know none of these drivers are gonna run risk that because potential it's not goes like you can't drive for it. You DNF. That's your qualifying over. But that Williams sitting there, that's I don't know.
It's also popping up with a not a yellow flag, but FNG Hato in the meantime. His new Mercedes seat has set the first lap time of the session. And you can definitely not go through, which is something I feel like somebody's going to find out the bad way as Tetris gets very close.
I think Tetris puts half his car inside of a letter P, so I think you can definitely go through it. It's just no driver wants to risk it because it is a distraction just to drive through a car. As Tetris purple sector 1 actually goes a bit wide at Degna 2. Doesn't invalidate it though.
Luke Sheldon, in the meantime, has set the second lap time of the session with a 129.4001, 4/10 off the benchmark set by Hato. But we'll have to see if we'll see any less running because of the letter P, whether that it is a second restart or whether a driver crashes into him.
Hello, Devastator. Welcome to the stream. Quite an interesting qualifying because what letter P is getting is actually common in Japan on this game. Is, the car does glitch out on there as Tetris comes across the line. A 30.4 puts a P3. Cali did also come across the line, but that isn't a quick enough time to put a representative time on the board. Blurs to the line, 37.7. Invalid though, probably got distracted by letter P's car. That most drivers in the field will be getting distracted by that car.
So I believe this might be at that has I believe that was Scotty has, oh no, it was Blurs has ghosted through. But the battle cat goes first, beating Hato's benchmark by roughly 0.5 of or 0.05 of a second. But Merch just comes in and beats like just sets an even faster time. I probably don't want to jump up my words too much because that I have a feeling that something was about to get taken out of context, but we now have the house of Scotty coming up to the line. He's starting his lap. Then behind him is an Alpine of Kelly, who's actually setting a faster lap than that one or that whatever benchmark it was, because it doesn't matter because he has gone and set a 128.727, and that will be the fastest time of the session so far.
His teammate Buster, who's reserving for one of the Alpine drivers, puts in 7th with a 29.6. I believe one of the Ferraris just crossed the line. I don't know which one that was though. There's Tetris going for another lap. JP, if you want to join and give us a telemetry, feel free to do so. I don't think we'll get another driver in. I think this is everyone that we have at the moment.
Uh,
Ghost Rider just started. Where's eBay Boy? eBay Boy's Sector 1. So Scotty is the next car to cross the line for a lap. Everyone else is in pits. So we got 5 people in pit lane, still yet to come out. Grandson Nips was the first one. He just got distracted by that Williams of letter P. I don't think letter P is going to be very happy with this because I don't think he can take control of his car, which is even worse. As Scotty to the line 29-0 puts it 4th place, only a few milliseconds in front of Hato. So Hato's banker good enough for P5 at the moment. As Ghost Rider as letter P, I think letter P is having connection issues.
Yeah, so he's in the lobby, but apparently he cannot take control of his car, and he's just sat on that turn 3. Apex, definitely not where you want to be, especially if you're somebody like Hato, who just passed by him. I believe you can pass through him, but Blur's first race with a full-time seat. A lot of people reckon he should be in tier 1, like Hato should be in tier 2 after his early tier 3 performances, but Blur's showing the haters why he should not be in tier 2. Brosef's new Haas driver going top of the timing tables by 4.5 tenths.
eBay Boy to the line. I believe this will be to start another lap. Yeah, 47.4. So he's going again on his lap. As you said, Blur's P1 with 28.2, 5 tenths quicker than Carly. Sam deciding to pit, almost ending the back of a Mercedes into the pit entry. That could have ended badly. I believe Grandson Nips is back out on track. And yeah, you're right. You can just go through letter P's car, which is after 5 minutes of the drivers trying to figure it out. Glad that you can go for it now. We can actually get some good lap times flowing through the board. I believe eBay Boy will be the first one on a timed lap unless... Is that... No, not Scotty's in Sector 1. I think he's on that lap.
Ghost Rider, I believe, is actually on a lap, but he seems to be on a cooldown lap. He is down 5.3 seconds of his time. Behind him is Jean Baboon on another outlap, but behind Jean Baboon is a driver that is definitely on a hot lap. eBay Boy up 18 seconds coming through Sector 2 on that 147.4. At this stage, he will be in the 129s. He doesn't seem to have used too much ERS on this lap around Suzuka, and he improves by 17.959 seconds to go 11th with a 1:29.5.
Grandson Nibs across the line, 28.7, puts it third place just in front of Ghostfire. So a lot of drivers just beating each other by a few milliseconds, and then you got Blurs 5 tenths ahead of everyone in the field. That Williams has to be a distraction for all the drivers. That is something that you don't
Yeah,
want to
but
see.
I mean, it's definitely not as bad as it could be. You might. I really can't form words, but there could be a situation where you have to go around him. But who is coming up to the line now? It seems like we have the Alpine of JT Kelly on an outlap. Behind him is the Alpine team principal Buster. He stepped back to take a tier 2 reserve role this season, but he is back on the grid,
As
filling in
Jonathan
for
Boone,
his
he's out.
Alpine.
Just lost our spoon just on the exit curb. Bit too much throttle, hit the inside curb.
Definitely not ideal for the McLaren driver. I didn't see it, but I can only assume he just got a bit of oversteer, a bit too excited on the throttle, has hit the wall, and then just bounced back onto that left edge of the track. But eBay Boy has come into the pit. Summer is starting his lap. There is a Toro Rosso that is going quite slow. That seems to be Grandson Nips. He's red on fuel, so I do not believe he will be starting the lap. Scotty also red on fuel. It
Websy,
seems like Dark and Shadows has actually run out of fuel, so the next driver to Grandson Nips.
Did he hit the pit wall?
He has hit the pit wall looking at Scotty's POV. And maybe his teammates
no.
if we have time. Oh, nope, he's disappeared.
Uh,
But I believe Grandson Nips did indeed make contact with the pit wall. But now we have the Mercedes of Jarabot starting his lap. But someone not starting that, also coming through that area of the track is JT Kelly. He's approaching Spoon. He's up 1/10 coming through sector 2. The track map has flashed up purple for the second sector of this track, but we know how unreliable this is. JT Kelly hopping over those curbs through the bus stop chicane, or not the bus stop, the Casio chicane, I believe it is, to try to make the run to the line as short as possible, and that is what he has effectively done, improving by 2 tenths, but still 2.5 tenths behind the dominant Haas of not JT Kelly, Blurs.
Yes, Websy. If you want to know why there's a car in the middle of the track, letter P had a connection problem at the start of qualifying. That's just Beach's car. Turn 2, I believe that is, or is that turn 3? I believe it's turn 2 apex.
It's turn 3.
Oh, okay, never mind. It's turn 3 apex. Yeah, he's just beached there. It does say he's in pits, but he's not in pits. I don't even think he can get in his car, which is worse. So letter P is starting last, I believe. Okay, so for the race we're gonna have no rain. It's all sunny. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's almost like that gets posted in tier 2 notices every week.
Yeah, it's
that's pretty amazing, man.
I can't see it.
Oh, I can. I've got the tier 2 reserve role. Admins, if you're listening, give the commentators access to the tier notice as well. Just so we you can't just see the history of it. I can, because I've got the tier 2 reserve role. But as JP mentioned, we do have a dry Battle Cat.
P3
Setting a 1.7 1 millisecond in front of Grandson Nips. I'm not sure the it does not seem like a lot of people will be setting a lap, I won't lie. Just a bit of speculation.
I still can't get over the letter P's car just being on turn 3 apex. That's just funny every time I see the camera.
I will note, oh no, that's Jerobot taking a double outlap. It looked like he was on a flying lap. There is not a lot of action in that second half of the track as we have that period where all the drivers come out of the pits to get that final dash of speed to try to improve their position as a last-ditch effort on that final hot lap. But it seems like the next driver to set a lap will not be Mertz because he's on a double cooldown.
I think it's Tetris,
Uh,
if I'm not mistaken.
they very well could be. I saw him on an outlap earlier, and he is pushing, going under the bridge, approaching the hairpin now. Then you have that fearsome run down to a spoon curve. The motorcyclists take a chicane, but not F1. We just like to blast straight through it. The pinnacle of motor racing, approaching spoon curve, downshifting into fifth gear, 200 kilometers through the first apex, 175 and fourth gear through the second. He will get a nice toe from his team principal coming down this back straight, approaching 130R. The battle cat will get out of the way soon. Tetris has got a nice toe heading into the Casio triangle. He'll ride these curbs, hop over them as much as he can, and that's what he's done. He needs a good exit if he wants to top off this lap, though, and that seems like it is all what the Inter's admin will do, and he'll improve by 17 milliseconds. That should be his qualifying over. The best he can hope for is 14th. But now we have a Red Bull of not Samirara, but his teammate eBay Boy starting a lap, it seems. But after that, we do have Callie starting up, then Ado?
I think Jerobot's gonna be
No,
the first
Jerobot.
one to the line, and it's Sheldon and Sam straight after. We got two drivers. Oh, actually, it looks like Aston just scanned lap past. Jerobot decides to pit, so he's called it quits. He won't be getting out as the session has been checker flags. So everyone is finished except the people who are on laps. Little Sheldon to the line. Is he able to improve off of 29? He goes 28.86 fastest, but he's got drivers behind improving. Sam, who hasn't set a time yet, this will be his only lap to do.
So we now have Samirara, as you mentioned, coming up to the line, sticking to the right, shortest run to the line he can. He sets a 129 359. The best he can hope for is 13th, but I believe Ghost Rider has just set a 128 500 to jump into second, but Dark and Shadows takes provisional pole. But now we have Blurs, I believe, in the pit, so that will be pole for Dark and Shadows unless Battlecat has something to say about it. He doesn't. Now Scotty will be the only contender. He's up 2 tenths, but he jumps the Battlecat, and the Battlecat only, along with Grandson Nips, and apart from Tetris, who is coming into the pits. Hopefully he retires so we don't all have to wait for his beautiful car to be towed into the garage. But that will be qualifying, folks. Dark and Shadows from Blur, from Ghost Rider, Dark and Shadows stealing pole at the dusk. P3 and 4 separated by 24 milliseconds, but that's actually a fairly similar margin to the top two, which are separated by, I believe, 35 milliseconds. I think it's 45. My quick math is obviously wrong, but then you have a big gap back to P3 to Ghost Rider. So obviously the top two are just in their own tier today. You've got tier 2 between Blurs and Shadows, and then tier 2.5 competing for third place.
Yeah, eBay boy, just at the end, putting in 10th. Might see a report in tier 2 for one of the Ferraris, because that looks like a block to me, but we will see from the stewards. 3 people didn't set a lap. Crispy, Jono, and Letter P. Letter P, no file zone, couldn't set one. Jono having a little mistake out of spin, and Crispy, I don't think, even went back out on track. I think he's lost connection and just never went out. So I don't know if he's in the session or not.
I believe he is, but hopefully, apparently he was having issues with taking control of his car, looking at the tier 2 chat. But obviously now, hopefully he can hop back in because the drivers will now have their chance to select their tyres when they're going to pit, what compound they'll go onto, and arguably most importantly of all, fuel. That fuel I find can really dictate your race on this game. It is quite tricky to navigate because you can either be fast at the start and have to fuel save, or you are pretty much a boat because I don't know anyone who could find that perfect margin of fuel. But now the drivers will be fitting their final choice of tires. It seems like Ghost Rider is going with the hards. Everyone else in the top, I believe, 14 going with the mediums, but obviously they still have that time to get those last second changes in. But now we have 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and it is lights out, and all the way we go for tier 2 here at Inters. It seems like Dark and Shadows has got the better start than Blurs, but the Battle Cat having the best start of them all, already up 2 positions, but Dark and Shadows going all the way wide, doing a Lando Norris impression, and that will just gift the lead to Blurs. The Battle Cat jumps into second, and Dark and Shadows falls all the way down to third, and we have an incident with a McLaren. Dark and Shadows is out.
That's a VSC called already. We did have also damage throughout. Oh, it's a letter P. I guess a 10-second penalty for hitting Jono under VSC. One of the Red Bull cars, I think his grandson next, has end plate damage. Just called it out of turn 1. Yeah, not gonna lie, I'm not sure how Sheldon has managed to survive that big of a hit on the wall. He's got no wing, but he somehow survived.
Yeah, the wonders of F124. EA is probably the best possible company we could get to make this. They are all for the community and not about money. They put effort into every game they make, but someone who has not put effort in is JT Kelly on this VSC. He's already 1.8 seconds behind the top 2, and the Battle Cat will be left to chase down Blurs. Blurs, the new kid on the block, his first full-time ride today. The Battle Cat, a seasoned veteran, having being the Ferrari team principal, an admin at Inters, and having raced 90 or so races without a race win, and one just has to wonder, is this his chance? DRS will be enabled coming onto next lap. Blurs obviously with the fastest lap of the race after being the first person to cross the line. But we have Jean Baboon and Tetris pitting for what I can only assume will be new front wings going on the red and the orange car respectively, and they will now be on the back foot for the rest of this race. Lil Sheldon also being forced to serve what seems like a penalty, or it could just be the double stack animation. But look how close the Battle Cat is getting to Blurs. He'll be wanting to stick as close as he can to hold that DRS at the one and only DRS zone here at the Suzuka International Racecourse.
Just as you were mentioning, Scotty got completely sideways before the hairpin, able to catch the car. eBay boy getting past just on the inside. Yeah, Scotty made the move on, I believe it was Hado down the pit straight. He's trying to make the move on eBay boy. Ghost Rider on the hards, also up in the 5th place. In front of Grandson Nibs, only 1.4.
Oh, the Battle Cat going for the lead through 130R. Sorry to interrupt, but the Battle Cat has just made a move for the lead, and it seems like they were very close to going side by side through 130R. Blur's just backing out a little bit, but now he will have DRS down this main straight. He'll need to hop these curbs as they did in qualifying to stay close to the Ferrari team principal. He will now be able to open his rear wing coming down the straight. The Battle Cat with the fastest lap of the race, but now Blurs is looking to come back into turn 1 and 2. Turn 1 is nearly flat out here, but it seems like he has made the move. They went side by side. The Battle Cat looked at the switchback, but Blurs has already gotten back into the lead.
Yeah, this race is there's a lot of chaos already. One of the team principals that won't be happy is the McLaren TP, and probably the
Devastator.
Yeah, Devastator and the RB principal, because one of his drivers is already out at the start, and he started pole.
Yeah, but obviously some consolidation for the checkered flag. He still has a driver in P5 who can bring home some points here in Japan. But Scotty's in the wall. Scotty just spun on the exit of the hairpin, whether he was tapped or whether he was or whether he just had a bit of a spin getting too excited on the throttle. And he's backing out, obviously being a good sport, not wanting to hold up the Aston Martin, the Red Bull, and the Kick Sauber. But now Scotty will be on the back foot along with Tetris, Johnny Baboon, and who is it? Will Sheldon, I believe, is who I was all looking for. But now the Battle Cat will have another chance coming into turn one. A Ferrari and a Ferrari and a Haas fighting each other, just like what may end up happening in P15 and 16. Thankfully, the letter P is back in the lobby, and he briefly set the fastest lap before it being robbed off him by Mertz just then. But it seems like the Blurs is just starting to pull out a bit. Coming through Sector 1, it seems like he might have the higher wings, but the Battle Cat very well could just have the speed on the straights.
Yeah, just as Battlecat and Blurs are fighting, Matty AU and Carly are fighting quite heavily. They were only 1.5 seconds behind the last lap. They lost about 7/10 to going side by side 130R and the chicane. But all the way from 5th down to like 11th, or you got Hato, he's just out 1 second, but 5th down to 11th, all within DRS. If Hato can close that gap by just a 10th. And we have JP here giving us great information. Matty AU was the fastest driver on lap 2, but that was quickly diminished from letter P saying the fastest lap.
Kelly and Matty AU going side by side, heading down the main straight. They're battling for P2, but Matty AU has just decided to sit back and look at that Alpine rear wing for another lap. But behind him, eBay Boy overtakes his sister team of Grandson Nips. But you have Ghost Rider looking to just ride the wave, possibly, and get past these two squabbling bulls in front of him. But obviously, our main focus really should be on the front two. The Battle Cat getting past Blurs, I believe we missed that. But it is also not the only time that a Ferrari is in front of a Haas by approximately less than a second, with Scotty in at 17th after having to pit for that front wing damage behind Tetris, who is really sniffing on that diffuser of Johnny Baboon coming out of the DRS zone. But obviously we would like to divert our attention to the front, where the points just get steeper and steeper with more and more, and the Battle Cat is looking to take home the maximum amount, as well as his first Inters Racing League race win.
Devastator just saying they have the 2023 upgrades still on their car. So that might be why they're 28 seconds behind.
Yeah, apparently some news on Dark and Shadows. He will obviously not finish this race tonight, but the reason he DNF'd was a force feedback issue. But Blurs has got past the Battle Cat. These two should be fighting all night for this race win, as they just continue to pull away from the boys in blue. JT Kelly, Matty AU, Grandson Nips, and eBay Boy. Decreasing in darkness as you get down, I will note, all just falling away from this lead pack, and eBay Boy is practically pushing Grandson Nips through Sector 1, but obviously there is not much of an opportunity to get a move done. Maybe if you're ballsy, you can go for a move into the hairpin, maybe into Sprint Curve, and if you're feeling Fernando Alonso, you can head, you can head into 130R side by side. But apart from that, Suzuka is definitely not the best track for racing. It's one of the most scenic, one of the most beautiful to drive in qualifying, but there is definitely not the most overtaking spots here in Japan. and that will not go. That will not be helpful for the Battle Cat. He's gaining on Blurs, heading towards 130R, but he's just not far close enough. It seems like Blurs might have just used a bit of ERS to get away, but the Battle Cat will have another chance heading into the DRS zone. He was practically on the diffuser of the Hash Driver, heading through the Casio Triangle, and he'll now have a chance to take back the race lead, and that is what he does, moving to the inside through turn 1, and Blurs will fall down to second. He'll just have to look at that Ferrari rear wing once again, but in the back, Ghost Rider gets eBay Boy, ruining the chain of blue cars, and he will be looking to fight his way past Grandson Nips, the battle of the G's, battling for 5th place here in round 5.
Yeah, Grandson Nibs, who's currently P5, he's actually got damage. He's missing both end plates on his wing, so he's been out just hanging in there for quite a few laps. We might see the medium tires starting to die off around now. The hards might be starting to get quicker, as I believe Hato just sent out the inside of letter P, or letter P tried to send it down the inside. I'm not sure which order. Letter P is trying to go around the outside. He's got the overspeed. He's going to send it down inside. That Spoon is still side by side. They pushing Hato off the track. Hato is also carrying end plate damage, so quite a few drivers carrying damage, as I believe Ghost Rider is trying to make a move on Grandson Nips.
Ghost Rider around, yeah, around the outside of 130R.
Oh, this is going to get... Oh, this is going to be bad. Oh, never mind.
They figured it out. Oh, eBay Boy with a bit of a snap though, but this is definitely better so far than the racing standard in Tier 3 last night. Unfortunately, we could not provide a stream from that, but through goes the letter P, taking advantage of all this fighting, and he moves up into P7,
and
reinstating the chain of blue. But just look at this racing pack. Hato getting past Ghost Rider, and Ghost Rider going from 7th to 9th in the space of 3 corners, and he will now be looking to recuperate and get past Hato. But now the letter P is looking to get past eBay Boy. They go side by side, heading into the Degner curves, as eBay Boy has a snap of oversteer, and Hato takes advantage. So does Ghost Rider, and now Bust is taking advantage. Jerobot is not close enough though to move into the top 10 as things stand, as we have some more squabbling heading into the hairpin. FNG Hato possibly looking for a move toward to overtake Grandson Nips heading into Spoon, but it will not be for this lap.
Yeah, eBay Boy with that damage really costing them a lot of places. Having that massive snap, that would mostly be due to the wing damage from the back of Grandson Nips at turn 1. He's actually getting overtaken by Jerobot right about now. He might get overtaken by Mertz as well, who's going around the outside, who's into the chicane, decides against it. Jerobot going a bit deep. Do we have any pitters? Grandson Nips and eBay are both in the pit lane.
The two bulls deciding to call it time on those yellow banded medium compound tires. They will switch onto the harder, the longer lasting hard tires. I can't exactly remember what compound they are. I'll briefly check my notes. It turns out that, yeah, C1 it is.
Oh yeah, it's C3 soft, C2 medium, and C1 hard.
Oh. Look at the comeback the letter P has been having. He's up 14 positions so far with A. Williams for 5. He is still 6 seconds off the letter of his teammate, Matty AU, who could be looking for a move on JT Kelly, maybe even testing out the undercut and its strength. But why I believe we were watching that Mertz battle, Blur's got past for the lead of the race, heading into turn 1 with the help of DRS, but now it will be the Battle Cat's turn. Once again, he'll be looking to progress into the lead of this race, or maybe he will go for the undercut. It will yet to be decided. Blur's just slowing down a little bit through the Casio Triangle, and we'll have to see, will either of them pull to the right No, they'll both continue for another lap, and the Battle Cat will take the lead of this race, heading down the inside. But it turns out Blurs is also deploying. He's trying to hold this lead, but the Battle Cat will keep it after that overtake. But FNG Hato and Buster both calling it quits on their tires. They have decided to hop onto some new C1 compound hard tires. The second hardest you can get, the hardest on the regular F1 calendar. Obviously, Portimao has the C0s, as there is a yellow flag in Sector 1. That is eBay, or not eBay boy, it's Sammy Rara. He's had a moment heading into turn 3 where the letter P was parked earlier, obviously having flashbacks to the Williams just being the apex curb, as FNG Hato is now coming out of the pits, and Grandson Nips has come out just ahead of him, and it seems like just outside of DRS.
Yeah, so JP giving us a lot of information on where the P's race place. Apparently he's going 6 tenths faster than P1 and 3 tenths faster than P2. So letter P at the moment is setting the pace for the race. Ghost Rider, who's on the hards, is sticking to him very nicely. One thing that is going to hurt the letter P is he's got the 10-second penalty from lap 1 hanging over him. So,
yeah, but obviously that does not seem to be affecting his mentality at the moment. I believe he has gained 19 positions. Sorry if I just cut you off a little bit there, but the letter P having the race of his life in P5 as Blurs gets past back for the lead. The Battle Cat and Blurs just swapping positions, but all that matters is who crosses the line for the 27th time in the lead, because that decides who gets maximum points here at Suzuka, as Mertz decides to call it time on those, I believe, C2 tires, and hopping onto the white banded C1s to go for the rest of this race. But why I believe we were watching those two, or at least why I was, Ghost Rider has got past the letter P. The letter P has come back being foiled a little, but I'm sure that would not affect him. He is still up 13 positions from his starting position of P19 after that unfortunate qualifying glitch. But you have to think now, who pulls the pin first out of this top 6? They all in their respective two-way battles, but you have to or really the top 8, and you have to think who decide to test out that undercut, who will relay that info to the T1 boys for Scotty and JP to commentate tomorrow. But you have to wonder, will it be the Battle Cat? Could it even be Callie just trying to jump the other blue car of Matty AU? Could it even be the letter P deciding to serve that 10-second penalty, get it out of the way now, maybe get back into some clear air around the likes of Mertz, maybe behind Hato, maybe just in front of Scotty, just some clear air for those Williams tires. But it seems like Matty AU and Callie will be the first to bite, and they follow each other in. They're 2 tenths behind, or 2 to 5 tenths behind for most of the race, and they will now plummet as Jerobot and Crispy also follow each other in. Crispy in the kick Sauber, kicking off those yellow banded medium compound tires, and Jerobot on the hards. It seems like he will stay in front of Crispy as Sammy Rara progresses into the top 5.
Hato just making a move on Grandson Nips. 130 out, they were side by side. They were still side by side through the chicane. Just Grandson Nips going a bit wider and letting Hato through it on the exit. That allowed eBay Boy to get very close. Now, Crispy, Jabot, who have pitted it beforehand, they filtered in the middle of this train, so they're all behind Mertz, who's on 1 lap old as Crispy goes a bit wide, as the tires are very cold coming out of the box, as Grandson Nibs almost drifting. I believe that's Dunlop curve. There's one that McLaren's have a spin. I think it's Jono at the back with a spin.
I'm pretty sure Dunlop curve is the big left-hander after the S's that the two McLarens are currently going through. I'm pretty sure you were in referring to Degner curves, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, actually a moment, but
Battle Cat, Blurs, and Letter P all on the same medium tires. They still stay out of lap. Does Sam, who's on the the same medium tires. Is he coming in? No, he stays out one more alive. He's also got damage to his car. So the one benefiting from this at the moment will be Matty AU on those hards, because Ghost Rider is not able to extend his advantage on these hards. He's stuck behind Letter P, who's probably going slower than him at this point.
Yeah. I will just note Hato did get past Buster to make it a Mercedes wall at the edge of the top 10. Buster on his comeback currently in P11. I'm sure he'll want to do better for his Alpine team. As the Alpines are currently in a 7-11 formation, maybe they'll get a slushy on the way. As Crispy, I believe you might have mentioned this earlier, has to pit again, and that has basically foiled any chance he wanted of getting into the top 10 unless there is a safety car. But now Blurs is right on the Battle Cat, heading back into the Casio Triangle as there is a yellow flag in Sector 1. That is Scotty. He's in the wall again. But he has managed to keep all 4 tires in as the Battle Cat comes in, but Blurs will keep going around, and it's VSC. That's perfect for the Battle Cat. Exactly what the Ferrari team principal would have wanted. The Letter P will come in to serve that 10-second penalty as well. Same with Ghost Rider and most likely Sammy Rara. But you have to wonder, will any of the boys who have pitted want to come in and just get on some fresh mediums to possibly go to the end of the race? Matty AU has stayed out, and I believe everyone else will. I doubt the mediums can get to the end, but that is a fawn in the backside for Blurs. I believe it takes 22 point. Oh, Will Sheldon under VSC.
Yeah, also Mertz, also 3-second penalty under the VSC, so I don't know where that would have been done. It looks like one of the horses has had a spin again. That's Scotty.
Scotty.
That's a 10-second with Jono. He's actually missing the end plate, so I wonder if Jono suddenly slowed down and Scotty wasn't able to react in time.
Yeah. That we'll just have to see if the tier 2 stewards will have to deal with that. We're currently back under green flag conditions, and Blurs will be looking most likely to pit this lap just to cover off the undercut that will most likely happen from the Battle Cat. The Battle Cat obviously getting that free pit stop under virtual safety car, but he is still 18 or so seconds behind as Scotty decides to call it a day in the pit lane. He did not want to deal with it, and it will now be a Haas 118. But speaking of Haas's, Blurs will be coming into the pits. The Haas pit crew will be having a lot of activity, and Scotty retiring in the pits could actually foil Blurs with a bit of a double stack. Hopefully that is not the case, and it seems like that is what's happened. He's been impeded a little bit by his pit crew.
Blurs having that's actually the worst case scenario. Haas TP.
Matty, you can get Blurs.
The Haas TP, which is Broseph, is not gonna be happy with that one. Blurs down to P5 because of his pit crew not being ready at the same time as he came in. And he's about 7 seconds off the lead. So Battlecat is now 7 seconds in front. Almost 6 seconds in front of Matty AU. Just has to keep it on the road, not pick up any penalties. So we jump to Letter P. Letter P, with that 10-second, actually saved a heap of time. He was fine with Ghost Rider, so he's only lost about 3 seconds to Ghost Rider. Around there, I think. As Mertz went down inside of...
Jono's retired. Jono's retired on track, and that is a virtual safety car.
No, it's a safety car.
It seems like...
It's a full...
Oh, no, that's a full safety car. You can see the yellow dot coming back out onto the track. Jamie Perry wants to do some laps, and that...
I think you might cut out.
will be a lifeline for Blurs. He'll be able to catch back up to... but will the Battle Cat just take a bit of a...
Battlecat does not want to pit for new tyres.
Will any in the top 5 pull the pin? No, they will all stay out. They'll all be going to the end. But no one in the top 10, it looks like,
Grandson Nips,
except Grandson
eBay boy.
Nips. He wants some fresh mediums to go to the end of this race. So does
And
eBay Boy,
Sam.
Grandson Nips, and
Sam forgot to
oh no,
replace.
that's a
Sam
double
forgot
stack.
Sam forgot to replace his wing, so he has to pit. And he's looks like he's spinning the medium tire. eBay boys put on the sauce, which I wouldn't recommend. Softs don't last a long time. Tetris is in the pit lane as well. And eBay boy has jumped Grandson Nips in the pits. So I wonder if Grandson Nips
Bit of a gear unavailable, maybe.
or
Just
wing
taking a stab
repair.
in the dark.
Could change it to wing as
Ooh,
Jono is left.
that is a valid point. But the likes of eBay Boy and Crispy will be wanting as much safety car running as possible. They want these softs to have to do as little full pace running as possible. They can probably only last around 7 or 8 laps here at Suzuka, and they'll be trying to push them to maybe 9 or 10 at this stage. They will need a lot of safety car running if they want a decent chance of getting some points going to the end. And something I will note, eBay Boy does need to save fuel. Hopefully he can do that under safety car. Unfortunate for any engineers watching, but he should be able to save that under safety car. All that good jazz. Apparently the letter P is all over the road.
Apparently,
Oh yeah, he is lagging a bit.
Super dangerous, so not sure.
Oh, talking about the letter P going all over the road. Because if you ride on board with the letter P, he is a bit jittery and jaggery, at least on my end.
Well, for me, he looks fine. He's actually almost ran up the rear end of Blur's out final corner. He needs a just back up a bit because he's right. Okay, I see it now.
Yeah. Crispy decides to pit. Maybe he wants some different tire, or maybe he's just trying to get the safety car to go a bit longer. But he's putting on those yellow banded medium tire compounds. He wants the C2 to go to the end of this race. But it seems like most of the top 10 will want the C1 except Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider will be in a prime position to possibly take this race win. It looks like the Battle Cat had his first race win after, I believe, 91 races in the bag. But now Ghost Rider will be looking to cut his way through the field. And whether his knife will be blunt or it'll be nice and sharp to cut through the field will be what we'll have to see. He would need to get these mediums fired up quickly after the safety car restart. These hards take a little bit more time to do that, but they do last a little bit longer. They mature more. They mature better at the end of the stint. But eBay Boy, he'll be wanting as much safety car running as possible. He's on the softs. He'll be looking to cut through the field like hot butter and maybe even possibly get into the top 7, maybe top 6, maybe even top 5.
I don't know if Leatherpeak's from EU or NA, but I don't think he is. Considering he was having connection problems in qualifying, they might still be persisting at the moment, but I don't think he's from EU or NA.
Yeah. He did have those DC issues in in qualifying. But we do not need to focus on that for now. The safety car is in this lap. Burn Mylander, also known as Jamie Perry, if you've been keeping up with the Twitch chat, this stream will be coming into the pits. The yellow dot will no longer be visible on track map, and the Battle Cat will lead them away for hopefully the final time, and he is gone. He's caught Matty AU sleeping a little bit, but JT Kelly is in full slumber. The Ghost Rider will be looking to get all over the back of him. Kelly already out of DRS to Matty AU, and Ghost Rider's practically pushing him through turn 2 and through turn 2, and he actually does give him a bit of a nudge. Blurs is also only 2 tenths behind, and the letter P is also super close with his lag problems. Hater's been caught sleepy a bit. Mertz is also a little bit further behind. Jerobot's been having a full-blown nap, and Buster has also been caught sleeping as eBay Boy gets around the outside of Buster. 4 lap fresher tires, 2 set fresher compounds, and Buster has lost two positions in one corner. But the Battle Cat is now building a healthy margin. Tally barely in DRS now. He's back out. He'll be pushing as hard as he can to get back into the DRS of the Williams of Matty AU in front of him. But Ghost Rider will be looking to punish any mistakes that Alpine driver makes, as eBay Boy is already in 9th position on those soft compound of tyres.
Yeah, just Kelly in 3rd and Alpine just jumping between a 2nd and out of 2nd. He's gonna want to get into a 2nd before DRS detection on this next side, as it's going to be activated. Ghost Rider going down the inside at the chicane, pushing Kelly wide, actually half spinning him, and Blurs has also been half spun by someone from behind. I believe that might have been Mertz or Hader, I'm not quite sure. eBay Boy profiting a lot of this.
Sammer and Buster left at the Casio triangle, as Sammer seems to be doing donuts in front of the pit entry. He will pull into the pit lane, probably put on some soft compound of tyres as he gets a 10-second penalty, and he is retired from this session. We are down to 15. Everyone who finishes will be... Oh, Kelly! I saw Alpine as well. Mertz and Hato, it seems, having a collision. As they're still tapping each other.
This is...
This is shambles.
I think the driver's test might be a bit bad like yesterday.
Oh, Tetris 10 seconds for ignoring yellow flags. He may be able to get that removed, but I thought I saw some side-by-side action, but in reality it's just Matty AU being as close as he can to the Battle Cat. Ghost Rider has got back within DRS, something Kelly could barely do, but the letter P is stuck 5 seconds behind, missing that crucial front left end plate. He'll be struggling through the second half of the lap and through the S's. Jerobot up into 4th in the Silver Arrows. He's heading down to 130R now, but somebody not at 130R is Matty AU and the Battle Cat. They have passed out, and Matty AU will have his chance to take the race lead with DRS. He's using overtake. His rear wing is open. He'll go for the lead down the inside, and that is what he does. Ghost Rider's too far back to get the overtake on the Battle Cat. No double overtake this lap, but Matty AU will lead heading into turn 3 and heading through the rest of the S's section. At this rate, Grandson Nips is also close to Jerobot. Blurs had to pit. He was absolutely dominant this race with the Battle Cat, but this safety car has basically ruined both of their races. Now the top 11 are left. eBay Boy, I'm not sure if he has front wing damage. I'm sure if I could get a decent broadcast angle, I could check. It seems like his front wing is purely intact, but Grandson Nips is getting back past Jerobot. Jerobot might have made a mistake. He's already 5 tenths back behind the Racing Bulls driver, and maybe Tetris can capitalize on this. Further bolstering the Ferrari's points total for this race.
Yeah, the Hato, who's behind Tetris, he's got a end plate damage. Mertz and Sheldon both having 3 seconds. eBay Boy all over the back of Crispy, who's also got wing end plate damage from last lap at, I believe it was Dunlop. I believe the whole train basically came. I believe the whole train came together. Some people got damaged, some people didn't. eBay Boy was lucky enough not to get damaged after hitting the wall, but jumped up to the front of Phil. Battle Cat making a move on Matty AU just after or just before the line.
Oh, Ghost Rider. Oh, Ghost Rider and the Battle Cat. Oh, they've touched. But the Ghost Rider seems to be holding the lead for now. They still go side by side, heading through turn 3, through turn 2. But the Battle Cat backs out, heading into turn 3. They touch through turn 2, and Ghost Rider has got the double overtake coming through turn 5, 6, and 7. Now he'll be looking to pull away from DRS on that softer compound of tyres, and he's already 4 tenths ahead of the Battle Cat, who himself is only 2 tenths in front of Matty Matty practically pushing him through the first Degner curve, and he'll be looking for a move somewhere like Spoon, maybe into the hairpin, but not this lap. Ghost Rider seems to be looking up. He did not get an ideal exit, but the Battle Cat did not get a good exit compared to him either, as Ghost Rider continues to pull away into the lead of this race. The Battle Cat's maiden Inters win still fading in front of him.
The medium tyres about this time, I don't know how they would feel after safety car, but at this point on the first stint, the medium started to look a bit sluggish, so if Battlecat can just stay within DRS, he has a chance to keep the second place and probably go for the lead. He's 4 tenths back, he just went a bit wide, so he's going to lose a bit more time. But Matty AU looks like he's struggling a bit at the back. He's all 6 tenths back off Battlecat. So the leaders are pretty even between each other. Only way it looks like top 3 is locked in for these 3 drivers, just who's gonna finish where. Because currently Jerabot, who's made a move on Grandson this, is 6 seconds back from these guys, as eBay Boy also making a move on Crispy, and Hato getting passed by Little Sheldon.
The letter P setting the fastest lap here to pit for softs after the incident where Jerobot and his train is coming through now. But the Battle Cat, he's nearly out of DRS of Ghost Rider. Matty AU gaining on him a little compared to this time last lap. But the Battle Cat is almost extending away from him now. It's a bit of a seesaw battle between these guys, but Ghost Rider could very well be out of DRS by the DRS detection point after 130R. The Battle Cat gaining a little bit. He's on 2 warnings according to JP. He can't go off track once really, otherwise he'll get those get the feared 3 seconds. That will remove any chance he has of getting this race win. And all 3 of these boys on a relatively low ERS. I won't spill exact numbers who is ahead of who, but the Battle Cat and Matty AU may struggle to make moves when they have DRS. But speaking of DRS, the Battle Cat will have it now. Heading down this main straight, he'll be looking to make the move on the Aston Martin.
Yeah, Matty AU just a bit far back as Battle Cat going down the inside at turn 1. Matty AU too far back, almost was basically a second by the time he got to turn 1, but gained 3 tenths because they did go side by side. Grandson Nips getting past Jerobot again at turn 1. Tetris just sitting in the back. He knows he's got a penalty to his name. There's no point fighting this. So just hopefully these guys can pull a gap to P7 behind so Tetris doesn't fall as fast down the order.
Matty AU now all over the back of Ghost Rider 3080. He'll be looking to make a move, but Ghost Rider's just pulled away, heading out of Degner and under the bridge. They're now going through the hairpin, and the exit here is crucial on the run down to Spoon. And Matty AU has, it seems, got the worst exit compared to Ghost Rider, but the Battle Cat has got the best exit of them all. He will now lead through Spoon Curve, but just a reminder, he can't get a warning. He's got 4 laps, I believe, to hold the lead to secure his maiden Inters win after 91 races. But Ghost Rider is gaining on him, heading into 130R, practically pushing him through. He'll have DRS, so will Matty AU. He'll just sit behind, bide his time, and the Battle Cat is currently charging up ERS just as a last measure of defense to try to hold the lead. But there will be nothing he can do to protect himself from the dark British racing green of the Aston Martin. He passes the Scarlet Red Ferrari. Britain versus Italy versus Britain, all happening here in Japan. The Battle Cat looking for his maiden race win. The Ferrari team principal here at Inters. Matty AU, arguably probably one of the fastest drivers here at Tier 2. He's apparently only not in Tier 1 because he uses full TC. But we now have these 2 heading under the bridge for the 24th time.
Yeah, He was struggling to stay on this DRS train. Now he's actually fully caught up. He's only 4 tenths back from Battle Cat, who looks like he is struggling to keep up with Ghost Rider. So Ghost Rider is still having pace on those medium compound tires, even though they're 10 laps old. As the train for P4 looks to be gaining more time on Hado, who I believe made a move on Nurse just before. So see if Hado can close that gap before. eBay Boy gaining a little bit on this train despite not having DRS, so he's slowly catching. And with Sheldon and Merz having a pen, you think that eBay Boy will be pushing it to his heart's content just to get that P8 spot.
Yeah, it seems like Merz will finish this week for the first time in his Inters Racing League career, not enough to save his seat from the man who took it in front of him, Hado. Merz will be looking to make a move on the Mercedes driver, but Hado has just got the better exit on the Aston Martin reserve, but the Battle Cat at the front still 3 tenths behind Matty AU, 3 tenths behind him, but that is not where the action is right now. In fact, there is not much action. Everyone, no one has DRS as things are, except Mertz, just maybe possibly gaining a little. But who's gained the most? It's Matty AU in 3rd position. He was practically pushing the Battle Cat through the Degner curves as they approach the hairpin. For the 25th time, they'll only have to navigate this corner 2 more times this race. And hopefully for the Battle Cat, one of those 2 times, he will be leading through there. But first of all, he needs to focus on getting the overtake done. He currently is in P2. Ghost Rider ahead of him. Ghost Rider looking for, I believe, his first race win of the season. I'm not 100% sure, but he'll definitely want this race win. But the Battle Cat will also want it. And the question is, who wants it the most here at Suzuka? These two only have 2 laps to duke it out. Ghost Rider locking up into the chicane, and now the Battle Cat's pushing him through the Casio triangle. The Battle Cat will have DRS coming down this main straight, and he'll be looking to make the final move for the lead as he heads into turn 1. They're almost going side by side, but Ghost Rider just backs out, and Matty AU will be looking to capitalize in 3rd. His teammate back down in 12th after getting involved in that collision, but Mertz and Hado touching as they go through turn 2. But, oh no, that was Grandson Nips and Jarabot, my apologies. Mertz and Hado, I believe, looked for a move, but speaking of the Aston Martin and a Mercedes-powered car, we have Matty AU and Ghost Rider. They'll be looking to fight it out for a second, but the Battle Cat will be looking to hold that 1st place here in Japan.
Oh, as Ghost Rider makes a small mistake at the hairpin, he's got sideways onto the entry or the apex curve. He's actually lost a heap of time. Now Matty AU is out of DRS. This has just gifted Battle Cat a 1.3 second gap, so he's safe from DRS. Because if Ghost Rider had DRS, I don't think Battle Cat had any defense.
But just a reminder, the Battle Cat, the Ferrari team principal, he is on 2 warnings. If he goes off track once, really, in a bad spot, he will lose this race win just like that. And now he will be looking to defend his position from Matty AU. He's in 2nd. Maybe he'll be able to find something to report the Battle Cat about. But for now, the Battle Cat will hold the lead of the race, coming through turn 1 for the 27th time. Jarabot will be looking to get a move for P4 on Grandson Nips on the final full DRS zone of the Japanese Grand Prix. Tetris could possibly follow him through, but Grandson Nips has nearly spun, and he'll have a really bad exit coming out of turn 2. Tetris will now be all over him. Grandson, the only thing that really stopped Tetris from getting through was Grandson Nips was basically blocking the whole track with his racing balls, and that's almost gifted Jerobot 74 P4. But the Battle Cat will pass under the bridge for the final time. He will lead through the hairpin, as I mentioned 2 laps ago, on lap 25, and this is the important lap to lead. The Battle Cat trying to bring home his maiden race win. He just needs to guide it safely through Spoon 130R and the Casio Triangle, and the race win should be his. but he's running low on fuel, but that flashes up for everyone, I believe, on the final lap, but he is flashing red. He'll have to hope he doesn't run out of fuel like Sergio Perez does, or like Sergio Perez pretended he did, coming through 130R. But the Battle Cat will lead heading into the Casio Triangle. He'll just need to avoid a warning, and the race win will be his. 91 races of pain for the Battle Cat, but he will cross the line and he will win here at Suzuka for the first time in Inters. Matty Ayu crosses the line second, Ghost Rider in the Aston Martin third, Hato and Grandson Nips fighting through the chicane for 6th and 7th position, but Hato has just got the best of it. He will finish P5, Jared Watt P4, so it will be a Mercedes 4-5 unless Tetris can get that penalty removed. But the main story of this race, the Battle Cat wins for the first time at Inters.
Yeah, just that battle pack as on the last lap, quite interesting. I believe Grandson Nips and Hato touched down the straight. Grandson Nips almost went into all. We're lucky to save it. So he can, as Buster has had a spin, or he's waiting for his teammate to come past to give him more points. I think Buster
Good
was
thinking
given.
from Buster, honestly, being a reserve, just giving the full-time driver an extra point or two. But continue on.
Incoming Matty AU reported taking a Battle Cat went away again. I wouldn't be surprised. It happened in Bahrain after endurance. He got slapped with a 10-second penalty for an instant halfway through the race after winning. But this has to be probably the most exciting win that he's had. Blurs could have challenged Battle Cat. It could have been a full-way fight at the front. But I don't know what happened after that safety car restart. A lot of collisions unfolded. But Matty AU and Ghost Rider, P2 and 3, I believe this... I don't think Matty AU has... I think this is his first podium this season. I'm not too sure though.
I think he might have finished on the podium in that Bahrain intro where he robbed the win off the Battle Cat. Not 100% sure.
Well, on track podium then. But yeah, so Battle Cat, Matty AU, Ghost Rider, Jerabot will finish in the top 4, and then down to P15 you got all your finishes: Sam, Jono, Scotty, and Dark End Shadows all DNFing. Dark End DNFing lap 1 out of turn 3 or 4. I don't know which one it was. But he had a collision with Sheldon. Somehow Sheldon survived the hit. The mysteries of this game and how the collision works cease to amazes me.
Yeah, just to add on the point earlier, I believe Matty AU finished second on track in that Bahrain Enduro. Then obviously the Battle Cat got that 10 and 2 penalty. And he was promoted to the race win. I'm not sure if there's anything you need to do before interviews, but we do have all 3 of our podium finishes in the comments box with us. So if you want to take things away for Ghost Rider when you get a chance.
Now, I believe, yeah, so Ghost Rider, congratulations on P3, mate. Solid race, solid strategy from you. Did that safety car at the end hinder your strategy, or were you always planning to pit at that time?
It was actually the virtual safety car that made me pit, which was just before the safety car, and I was like thinking to myself, damn it, if I knew that safety car was coming, I would have delayed just a little bit longer. But yeah, I was always going to be working hards to mediums in today's race.
Yes, well done keeping up with the medium runs on the hards. Must have been a tough ask to do it. I haven't tested how the hard tires were on this track yet, but they looked better than medium tires from lap 4 onwards straight away.
Yeah, I knew if I could Yeah, I knew if I could hang on as much as I could, that the race would come to me. The problem is every time someone made a little mistake in front of me, I was on the wrong side of the track, and then two more cars would sweep up the inside. So yeah, I just knew the race would eventually come to me, and if I hadn't have stuffed up that hairpin, I could be having a different conversation right now.
Yeah, just going off the safety car restart, because there was a lot of collisions. I don't know if you were involved in it or you're in front of it, but a lot of collisions that almost brought another safety car. Were you always thinking of another safety car towards the end of the race to happen?
No, I wasn't thinking it was going to happen. I just had a feeling that everyone would probably start to calm down towards the latter stages of the race. So I just thought to myself, if I can stick on with with the hards and then attack it with the mediums, I should be able to have a little bit more pace. But yeah, usually around Japan, the safety cars are really early. I haven't really come across a race where it's happened really late in the piece.
Well, thank you, mate. Congratulations on P3, and we shall see you next week for Monaco.
Yeah, great.
Better start practicing for.
Yep. See you later, boys.
Now, Ashton, I believe it's P2 is all yours, and I believe it's Matty AU who finished second, just behind Battlecat.
Yeah, so Matty AU, obviously, first of all, congratulations on your P2 mega performance in the Willy, but do you reckon you could have got P1 at all?
Nah, fuck no. I was lucky to be up there, to be honest. I qualified 12th after the second corner, I think it was. I was into third, so I don't know how that happened. There was a lot of carnage. I had no pace at all. I don't know how I sort of stuck around. I was hitting curves left, right, and centre. Yeah, I was all over the shop. But I'm stoked with the result. It's a great result, and I'll see if I can find a report for the Battle Cat somewhere. I'm sure I can dig deep into the rule book and find something.
Well, I'm going to start swearing at everyone. If everyone starts digging up penalties, I'm going to be very upset.
But no, I went on to the Battle Cat. He was too good today. Has been for the majority of the season, to be honest. So if no one else catches up to the championship fight, then he might have it, because I've got some missed races coming up, so I'm no chance. But if no one else does, then he might just run away with it.
Yeah, so obviously we had that mid-race safety car just to kind of give everyone a breather almost. Do you reckon you should have pitted, and if so, like, what would have made pitting better than staying out on the hard comp down the style like you did?
Yeah, it looked like there was some a bit of chaos behind after the restart too. So I would have given up track position. I mean, if I went in, I wonder if anyone else went in as well. Maybe, maybe not. But if they didn't, then it looks like there was a bit of chaos anyway. So who knows? Could have got caught in it, and probably could have ruined me. But I think I made the right decision, and yeah, got pretty lucky.
If I'm not mistaken, we are driving around the streets of Monaco next. And indeed we are. Are you very confident around Monaco?
Nah, no, just looking to stay alive. Hopefully qualify a lot higher. I've been qualifying pretty bad in majority of my races. I think I haven't really had a good qualifying session yet. So if that still will continue, then we're probably screwed.
So obviously congratulations on your P2 finish. I'll let you go study the rulebook to find something to report Battlecat on. But speaking of the Battlecat, 91 races of pain has come to an end. The Ferrari team principal has finally stood on the top step of the podium. Pepsi, I'll let you, Apollo Pepsi even, I'll let you take this one away.
Thank you, Ash. Yes, so Battlecat, congratulations, P1 after Being robbed of your P1 finish in Bahrain, you finally achieved a P1 in round 5 at Japan. How does it feel?
Yeah, boys, that was a great race. That one, the emotions with me today. I think the last race I knew I was going to get a penalty, but this one I think I'm pretty clean, so I'll celebrate it. Yeah, but I got a great start. I think I went from 8th to 2nd, and then Blurs and I just pulled away, and was really lucky with that VSC. Then when the safety car came out, I thought it was over. I think it was Ghost Rider on the meds. I thought he was just gonna overtake us, but yeah, Maddie and I stayed with him, which was great. And then I think he had a mistake on the last corner. Last corner of second last lap, and that just allowed me to pull away from Maddie and brought it home. So really happy with that one. So first win for Inters.
Yeah. Did you? Because you got lucky with the VSC time, and you literally pulled in straight as it got called. Did you?
It was perfect for me, right? So absolutely perfect. So pitting, and I think I was then 10 seconds in front of Blurs or something, which was awesome. So I think I was pretty confident at that time that I might bring it home. But then safety car came out, and it was like, oh, here we go. I'm not so confident anymore, but yeah, lucky to bring it home. It was good.
Now that might be a bit of unforeseen luck with the safety car restart, because Blurs did get put into
Exactly.
incident with wing damage. I think he got turned around at the chicane with a few other drivers who were behind you, which allowed Ghost Rider to fly through in the third. Did you think you were going to lose out to Ghost Rider when he passed you?
Yeah, I just thought the meds were gonna pull away, and I think I was burning everything to keep up with him for a lap or two. But then I think the meds started falling away, and Matty came in and came into the fight, so that was really helpful. Then that second last lap, I overtook him, and I thought, oh, it's probably a bad mistake. But then I think he sent it one of the corners, and he lost some time, which was great. That was the race winner for me. So that was lucky for me.
And just one more. We had JP. He joined just before the race to give us some data on warnings and penalties. Gave us the information that you're on 2 warnings. Did that affect how you're driving the corners?
I thought I had one, so lucky I didn't have any track limits, because I honestly thought I was on one, and I probably had one up my sleeve. So lucky I didn't pick up the third, so that's good.
And then
So no, to answer your question.
yeah, so next week Monaco is that's going to be an interesting one, because it's just going to be a train all the way. I'm not inspecting any passes. How do you feel for Monaco? Because it's mainly from driver's point of view. Everyone says it's more of a qualifying track than it is a race.
Yeah, correct. It's a tricky one, right? So it's about patience. It's about keeping it clean, and a bit of luck, really. I've raced it a few times. I've finished. I've hit walls. So it's one of those where I'm not really expecting too much. If I finish and get points, I'll be happy with it.
Well, congratulations on P1. Go enjoy the win. Your finally esteemed win that you deserve. And thank you for joining the Comsbox.
Great. Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot for commentating.
Now, Ashton, Monaco next week. What do we expect? Because we see a lot of drivers losing the rear end through corners, just with their subs. So that's going to be an interesting one to watch out for Monaco, seeing the walls are so close.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have a repeat of the real life race this year. But I'll tell you what I'm expecting. A whole bunch of safety cars. That is pretty much exactly what I am foreseeing this time next week. Make sure to tune in 5 o'clock Saturdays and Sundays, and obviously 8 o'clock on Fridays. Hopefully have a tier 3 stream. Unfortunately, we were not able to provide a stream. I think only one OCA league was able to, which was VS Snee, the rich
Yes.
the rich snobs.
So VSC
But
was the only one.
Yeah, they definitely gave Wayne Morris and Jared Bott a zinger box. I know for sure they did.
Yeah, they definitely got paid with food.
Yeah. But I would take that payment any day of the week.
It's free
But
KFC.
yeah. But yeah, obviously, I'm probably expecting the safety car limit to be maxed out, especially in the lower tiers. But we'll just have to wait and see because either it will be a very dull race or we'll just have a million safety cars. The safety car limit will be used out by lap 20, and we'll have 16 laps, 16 lap shootout until the end.
Yes, and Broseph is just telling me in chat we do have Matty B returning next week for comms, so we might have a stream on Friday, not fully confirmed, but we hope, because I don't think Tier 3 or drivers were that happy with it, but they still got the race. Anyway, that will be the end of our stream. Thank you to everyone who raced in Tier 2. This wouldn't happen without the drivers, without the inters, admins, and community that we have. And congratulations to all the podium sitters for the race. And we shall see you all next week for Tier 2 Monaco. But we do have Tier 1 Japan tomorrow at 5 p.m. Melbourne. So be sure to tune in for that one.
5 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. New Zealand time, 4:30 p.m. if you're from South Australia or one of the 500 people who live in Darwin. And I believe it's 3 o'clock Perth time. We'll see you there. Once again, thank you to drivers, admins, all that jazz. Thank you to Apollo Pepsi for hopping into the comments box with me. And that will probably be the stream for today. I know the letter P wants us to end it to get something for social media. So
Just
I am
before-
gonna go. If you wanna
we
keep the
end,
stream on, you can. But
driver of the day. Who's your vote? Because I forgot about this last week. I think
my driver of the day, Battlecat. So
fair enough.
he started like P5, got P1, first win in 96 race or 91 races. I reckon he deserves it.
I can back that. Finally got his win. So Battlecat driver of the day. And with that, we'll be ending our stream. We'll see you all tomorrow for Tier 1. You'll be joined by different commentators. I'm not sure who's commentating, but we will see you all tomorrow. Thank you to admins and the community.
It is JP and Scotty, by the way.
Oh, beautiful. Anyway, we will see you all tomorrow. Thank you to Inter's community and admins and the drivers for allowing this to happen.